Today we're going to make barbecue baby back spare ribs. Go ahead and get your baking sheet and line it with foil. This will make for easy cleanup later. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Take your ribs out of the package and pat them dry with some paper towels. Don't forget to get both sides. Next, I'm going to use a knife and remove any loose ends, kind of some unsightly stuff. This extra stuff, really don't need it. It's not going to cook right in the cooker or in the oven, sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that and just kind of pretty it up a little bit. Any kind of extra fat, take that off. And the next thing we're going to want to do is remove this backing. Okay, there's a very thin lining. So I'm taking a butter knife, I'm going to find a bone. I'm going to put my butter knife on that bone and try and get underneath this lining. And you see I'm kind of pulling it up with the knife. Work my knife along that bone, underneath, all the way across. And when I'm able to get a finger in, simply just lift up to remove that back. Now, sometimes it comes off all in one piece. Sometimes you might have to do it a couple times, but here we go. Take that off. Next, we're gonna add a binder. That's gonna be the mustard. This is gonna help our seasoning stay on the ribs. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start on the back. I'm gonna apply a little bit of mustard. I'm gonna use my hands and I'm gonna spread it all the way around. Try and get all inside all the crevices, all around the meat. You want this to be an even layer. And this is gonna help our seasonings stick onto the ribs. Once you've done the back, flip it over and do the same thing to the front. Now, salt and pepper is always a good choice. You can make your own rub if you want to. You can add anything you want, onion powder, garlic powder. What I would do if you're gonna do that is take your seasonings and put them in a little mixing bowl, mix them together so that they're well blended, and then sprinkle it all over your ribs. Now, if you don't wanna do that and you wanna take the shorter route, just go ahead and buy you some already pre-made seasonings and use these. I'm gonna use Famous Dave's rib rub. I'll make that last as long as I can. It's kind of towards the end of the bottle. I might even sprinkle some of this on there just to use what I got. Be generous with these seasonings too. Pat them in, make sure that they stick to our binder, the mustard. And once you've done the back, go ahead and flip it over to the front and do the exact same thing. All right, so now this foil got kind of messed up, flipping the ribs back and forth. No biggie. Grab you another cooking sheet, put another thing of foil on it, transfer the ribs to the new cooking sheet. Okay, our ribs are seasoned. Oven's ready to go at 350 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in. I'm gonna set the timer for 2 hours, but I'm gonna come back at about 1 hour and 45, and I'm gonna start checking the temperature on these ribs. Okay, so it's been about 1 hour and 45 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the oven and check these ribs. Now, it definitely helps to have a good thermometer. Okay, this is a digital thermometer. I use this thing all the time. The temperature range that I'm looking for is about 195 to 200 degrees. When I get to that temperature range, I know my ribs are going to be tender and juicy. So when checking the ribs, you want to go on the thickest part and make sure that you don't hit a bone. Okay? If you do hit a bone, just slide over just a little bit. And you can see that I'm below that 195 mark. I'd like to personally be closer to 200. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these ribs back into the oven for the additional 15 minutes, which would take me into about 2 hours. I'll double check the temperature at that point, but they should be done. Okay, so our ribs have hit that magical 195, 200 degree mark. These are actually closer to 200. So now, take them out of the oven. I turned off the bake feature on the oven and I put broil on high. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some barbecue sauce and I'm going to smear it around the ribs. Okay, and I'm going to put these back in the oven with the broiler setting on, only for a few minutes, 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. But I'm basically wanting this barbecue sauce to get nice and caramelized all over the meat. And so I'm just going to be watching it pretty closely in the oven while it does that. And when I see that it's nice and caramelized, I'm going to take them off and let them rest. Broiler's on, ribs go back in the oven. As you can see, it doesn't take long. This stuff is already boiling. It's only been in there for about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out because I don't want it to burn. All right, our ribs are done. They look and smell amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and let these rest for about 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna transfer them to my clean baking sheet where I'm gonna cut them and get them ready to serve. And the foil lining on this one, simply crumble it up, throw it away, easy cleanup. All right, if you're by yourself, no need to do this next step. Just dig right in. Okay, that's the best part. But if you want to, or if you're sharing with somebody and you want to cut these up, the easiest way to do it is to go ahead and flip them over on their back. The bones are exposed, so you can easily put your knife exactly where you need to make the cuts. Cut them into nice pieces that you can eat. Okay? And that's it. Barbecue baby back ribs. Voila.